Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be taking a first look at Teardown. Teardown is a physics-based sandbox heist game featuring fully destructible environments. It was developed by Tuxedo Labs and released on October 29th of this year. Now, I've been following the development of this game for quite a while on Twitter, and it's super interesting to see how far it's evolved. Teardown features two game modes, Campaign and Sandbox. Campaign mode sees you take control of the sole employee of Lock-L Teardown service. According to the existing emails, business hasn't been good as of late, and you receive a sketchy email that propels you into the criminal world. The story, as thin as it is, provides some pretty fun scenarios to really get a feel of what's capable in the game. Not to mention, the writing of some of the emails really kept me entertained. Outside of missions, there are a few things to do to spend your spare time on. The game features a hub area that, like the rest of the game, is fully destructible. As you complete missions, you gain experience points to increase your rank, which grants you access to cool new tools and weapons to use in your missions. Missions also reward you with cash that you can use to upgrade existing tools for extra ammo or charges. But enough about that, how about the actual gameplay? While each mission you're thrown into one of the game's sandbox environments and asked to steal or destroy certain objectives. Hitting tab brings up the map, which shows you some key information like where your goal is, and any optional side stuff too. Here's the catch though, in most cases your objective is tied to an alarm. Once you pick up that alarm, you have 60 seconds before the cops show up and you're forced to restart. This is where Teardown really shines. Creating the most optimal route through the environment, using vehicles and tools at your disposal, creates a gameplay loop that is satisfying and made me want to replay levels from a different angle. It almost felt like I was optimizing a run for a speedrun event. Of course, this being a physics-based game that prides itself on destruction, things don't always go as planned. Here's where the quick save feature really comes in handy. Just before you hit the alarm trigger, you can pause the game and quickly save from that point. That way, if your plan fails or if you messed up, you can just load right back to before the chaos. I found making minor tweaks to my plan through trial and error really satisfying, and the payoff really made me feel like I knew what I was doing. The challenge doesn't stop there though. Later in the campaign, lightning is introduced and can destroy terrain and set fires. Now, this wouldn't be too much of a problem if it weren't for the fire alarm triggering if you don't deal with them, which also triggers the timer earlier than expected. Visuals and sounds are also standouts here. The satisfying crunch of wood or brick against your hammer really reminds me of Legos. Not to mention the water and fire effects in this game are beautiful, and I spent a good amount of time messing with the extinguisher phone in the sandbox mode. I was also really surprised by the graphical fidelity of the game, especially when it took into account the smaller things, like the wonderful use of depth of field. Speaking of sandbox mode, I feel like here's where you can really test what this game is capable of. Now, I was never really creative enough to try some crazy ideas when it comes to sandbox games, but having the ability to mess around in the maps with no timer or stress was a welcome addition. I'm actually really excited to see what people are able to achieve using this mode. As for negatives, I didn't run into too much trouble. My frame rate sometimes tanked if I drove a big truck into a building. I did have a few clipping bugs here and there, but it's been fine for the most part. Something I would like to see in the future is a level editor with Steam Workshop support. A feature like that could really add to the replayability of the game. And that's pretty much it. If you liked any of the footage shown, be sure to check out Teardown. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. That's all from me. Thanks for watching.